Good evening, everyone. I am proud to say that I finally won Nano. I technically won last night, but I got super tired because I had not slept all day, and finally took some time to sleep after my last write-in, which is why I took off without even saying bye to my fellow Nano writers in my local area. So that's always fun. Felt like a rude asshole, but you do what you do. Um, I will still keep writing. I do have stuff to do over the weekend for the holiday. You could probably even, maybe even hear some of the hecticness in the background. I am trying to keep my background noise to a minimum, but I also know that I have to turn my mic up way loud for it to pick up. But I ended the night with 50,300 and I think 46. I think I've updated from my writing today, which was only like a handful. Uh, I'm probably going to still keep writing until the end of the month anyway, just not as like focus on like getting a specific word count. Just getting stuff done and keep on writing and earn my badge for the 30-day. I will look into I don't know. I don't know what I'll do now. I'll look into making more videos. It'll probably be after the holiday weekend. I'll start uploading regularly again. I do have a video backed up saved for that first Monday, just in case I don't come up with something. I've come up with 2 ideas to record, so it's not exactly like just because I won Nano I'm out of ideas to upload, but it will be interesting to go back to my regular videos and talking about nothing and everything at the same time. But I'm really proud. So let's actually talk about, for a minute or two. I'm really proud of myself this year. I have won before in other years. The fact that I won so early in the month is amazing. I have never won this early before. The biggest difference this year than compared to all other years is that I went to a lot of write-ins because they were all digital write-ins. I don't really like going to the physical write-ins too much just because it's either out of the way or I'm just I'm just shy. I mean, like I think I went to one kickoff party last year and that was really fun and I really appreciate it. But I was too shy to go to any in-person write-ins. So just having nothing but digital write-ins helped me a lot because I was able to go and experience and enjoy without stressing out too much. So I feel like that helped. I was writing something that is, even though it's all my fan fiction, this first, I guess, like couple of books are just like the like first section of the fan fiction is broken up for each character. So technically writing 4 projects at the same time, and so to be able to kind of jump around to scenes that I want to write at that moment helped a lot too. I also tried a snowflake method where I had a general idea of like where point A and point B was, and then was able to write everything in between. That helped. But just I feel like a combination of the digital write-ins, the snowflake method, where because I'm usually a pantser, but this year I decided to go planter and just generally write off a soft outline and then do everything else in between. Helped. I've been working on not caring about such tiny little details and focusing, like, instead of trying to figure out a name for a character, just put in a placeholder and move on. So that sped up my writing. And if I was bored and I was uninspired, stop writing. Just do something else. Get that I guess like procrastination part out of me. So then when I was inspired, I could write like crazy. I know some days I wrote crazy amounts, like the first day I wrote 5,000 words. There was one day I wrote 6,000 words. Those are massive amounts of words. 3,000 and stuff. Like, these are large. That's a lot amount. That's a lot of writing. So to have days like that where I was so inspired that I could just write, and just spend the whole day writing, just massive. And there were a few low days as I'm looking at my stats. I might actually set it up real quick to show my screen. It'd take too long, but the point is that, like, it is strange to look at my stats, and to go through everything, just because it's one of those things where, like, I wasn't expecting to win this year, just because of how everything was, especially early on when everything was going on during the election and stuff. I was so stressed. I was so preoccupied with other stuff, and it's like, it didn't matter. I would take deep breaths and write. I would relax myself and write. If it was a long day at work, I'd just take a nap and then start writing. And it's like, sure, I may have had days where I couldn't even go over 100, particularly 5 days, as I'm counting. I had 5 days where I just couldn't even get over 100 words, but it didn't matter, because I just calmed down and I focused and I wrote what I could, and I did it. I actually did it. I won before the end of the month, and like before the last week of the month, technically. That is impressive for me. It's still kind of crazy that I did it that fast, and then I was doing all right. So I guess, like, I'm impressed with myself, and that's kind of the point of doing Nano, is just to do it, to just write, to be creative, to think of new things, to just get it done. And so the fact that I was able to means a lot. And then the fact that I was able to do it so fast, and I didn't feel like I was under a crunch time or I was stressed out. Like, I can go back and, like, look at all the other projects and stuff. Like, last year didn't win, 2018 didn't win, 17 I did win, 16 didn't win, 15 I didn't win, 14 I worked, and then 13 I worked. Like, I won. Like, sure, I technically have won more than I've lost, but it's still just like, I never won this fast. Like, I did massive amounts of stuff and worked on it. So, like, the fact that I did. You know what? Yes, I did it. I did it. I did it fast. I did it on my own time. I did it while interacting with the community. And that is progress. That is impressive for me. Even if it doesn't mean much to other people, I'm still proud that I did it. I don't want to get too deep, but to know that I had such a big project and I did it while feeling good about it, working every day towards it, and just going, means a lot. And it's a volunteer project, right? It's not like my internship projects where it's like I have to do this, or I won't stay in my internship, or it's not like work or school and stuff where it's like I have to do it. I wanted to do this, and even when it got difficult or when I was uninspired, I still kept doing it, and that is nice. Considering how many of my own personal projects and other means that I've quit, or I keep saying I'll get to it eventually, or, you know, I'll finish it one day, or you know, it's just on the back burner for right now. the fact that I was able to go, no, we're doing this and we're doing this now, it means a lot. And it makes me feel good to know that I did it. And I think that's why I do it every year. To be honest, I think that's why even years that I fail and stuff, I still work towards it and I still do it. It's because it's about the fact that I can, and that it's something to work towards. It's a goal. It's sure we have like the global game jam for like game development and stuff, and I know there's like art challenges and stuff like every other week or month or whatever, but like I do global game jam and it's fun, but it's a weekend and then it's over. I don't touch those projects again. I don't mess with them again. Like, sure, I'll maybe keep the ideas around if I think they're really good, but after that, it's done. It's over with. The files go into my records and that's it. And even though some of these projects, I know I deleted them. They're just gone. But they are works that I did. They're expressions of my creativity that I did. And this challenge is self-imposed, and it seems ridiculous once you get into the real deep of it, but it is doable. I've done it many times before, and this year obviously I blew it out of the water, but it is a project that I can eat away at, that still uses my creative juices, that is a whole month, so there's plenty of opportunities for me to meet people or just interact with my community, really, and work. On days that I don't feel like working, and days that I do feel like working, I can just work on it and eat away at it, and it eventually will get done. So it's not like, like I think of like last year's global game, or technically this year's global game jam. Yeah, it was this year's global game jam, where it's like there was one day in the weekend where I was so frustrated and I was angry and I didn't want to do anything, but I had to, because if I didn't do it that weekend, it was going to go away. And so, but like this, if I didn't feel like writing that day, all I had to do was like 10 words, 9 words, 15 words maybe, just to have some kind of progress to update, so I could get my badges. But just to do it and focus on it, and that was really nice. And I feel like because of obviously I don't write at work, because just working a basic job, and I don't do a whole lot of I do a lot of drawing and sewing for my side work, and then I do my internship, which is mostly art, and eventually probably will just be art and programming. It's nice to just write something, and to write, because while I do like drawing, and I do feel like, especially visually, you can show a lot visually, and video games are visual, and well, most of them, like nowadays, they're mostly visual, and I can do art, and even sewing in a way is a visual art, but writing gets a deeper, not a deeper, it's just about the same. It's a different way to express those deeper thoughts. Sure, that whole, a picture can say 1,000 words, but sometimes not all those words are the same, and it's the concept of them. I still think, even though it's not a direct visual medium, you can look at the words the way it was kind of described, it's the use of adjectives. It's like, there's a huge difference between he walked across the room and he dragged himself across the room. Even though he's not actually literally dragging himself across the room, it puts an emotion behind the action. And so, like, you can still set up that experience and that mood without a visual aid. And sometimes it's better to explain certain concepts with just words and not a visual medium, and let somebody else visualize said words. And there goes the background. I think somebody's, yeah, sorry. Lots of things to do to prepare for Thanksgiving. We, like, this is probably a bad time to do this video. Like, it's just, goodness. Yeah, I won Nano. It means a lot. It is a creative adventure that is well worth it if you're into it. And when I mean you're into it, I mean, like, it's not that you update every day, or you're hitting your word count every day, or, you know, you're gonna win or you're not gonna win. No, I mean, like, you sit down, you want to write, and so you write, and you don't even need to have Nano for that. You don't need to write for that to happen, but just to have some sort of creative project to do, to get that feeling out, whatever that feeling is. It's quite rewarding. It's quite nice, and I do recommend it for everybody. So, hope everybody's having a good day, having a good evening, having a good morning. I hope everybody's still hanging in there. I hope you get whatever project you were working on done. I hope you find a new project if you're done with a project. I hope you find some way to relax, to get your emotions out, and have a good evening. And please, please stay undead.